There is a news peg to my reminiscing about the wonderful town of Banshee, Pennsylvania, because there's a story that came out today about a violent act that took place in the state of Pennsylvania. I'm referring, of course, to the arson attack on the governor's mansion while Josh Shapiro and his family were home. Folks, you heard about this one? I'm just about okay, so everyone's safe, but someone tried to burn down Josh Shapiro's house while he was inside of it.
With a Molotov cocktail.
Yeah. And apparently the guy who did it is an Andrew Yang supporter, which is like, whenever a terrorist attack happens or like an assassination attempt on a public figure, there's always this like, everyone is sort of white knuckling it until the political affiliation of the attacker comes out.
Until the Facebook likes come out.
And this one, it just sort of like scrambles everything. I mean, like, who's claiming this guy? But I love the idea of like an abundantist vanguard of like Andrew Yang. Like an Andrew Yang, like weatherman or something like that. But Felix,
I love that. I like the idea that like he's in interrogation and he's like usually when someone does this, they're like, all right, we're going to bring in someone who can make you talk. But they're going to give him a deal to stop talking about it. Like the moment they put his cuffs on, he was probably like, you're probably wondering why I did this. Did you know that it costs more to make a penny than to... And they're just like, well, look, we'll give you community service if you just stop fucking talking about this Andrew Yang shit. Can you shut the fuck up about UBI?
Well, of course, Felix, like when I first heard of Josh Shapiro getting his house burned in an arson attack, I immediately thought, well, the governor needs to address this. And what would that sound like? Well, folks, I think it would sound a little something like this. Y'all, you heard they tried to smoke me out? I told them, I don't put my lip on no blunt touched by another man. That's just gay. I smoke gas only. Don't pass that shit to me, homie. That's gay.
He's like at the press conference after, and he's like, we almost got toxic inhalation because I put a lot of plastic covers on all my furniture. It's actually something I've done my entire life, and my parents did it too.
I woke up in the middle of the night and I smelled something, but it wasn't fabuloso, so I knew something was wrong. I had to get my family out of the house. I don't feel in no ways burned.
Yeah. Why? So, like, why is an Andrew Yang guy mad at Shapiro?
I have no fucking clue.
It's actually like a mentally ill guy who went off his meds. That's what it is. As
it's
usual.
like a Thomas Crooks type guy. Like, just a confused, stupid American who's, like... I mean, this guy probably... You remember how, like, the thing with Thomas Crooks was that he gave $30 to Biden and Trump?
That is so funny.
It's hilarious because it's like...
It's an all-American guy, though.
Well, like, what did you think you were doing? That's why I wish he lived, because it's like, I would have, like, paid money to the government to, like, to add to my studies of the stupid. I've spent a lot of time around the stupids. I'm fascinated by them. And Thomas Crooks was like, to me, he would have been like, with the Savage from Brave New World. I would have spent the next 30 years studying him.
Felix is like the mind hunter, but for stupid people in America.
Yeah.
He's doing jailhouse interviews, being like,
tell me about your pornography addiction.
Yeah. What do you buy at 7-Eleven?
I was just like so fascinated by like, how did he even get to like a political donation page? Like, did he think it was like a sweepstakes? Did he think that's how you vote for them? Did he like try to vote for both of them?
He thought he was entering like a morning radio, like get tickets to Hot 97 if you just click this, and then you get 5 extra entries if you keep clicking it and share with your Facebook friends.
Tickets to Fog Hat if you donate to both presidential candidates. Backstage passes if you kill one of them.
Yeah. Thomas Crooks is like, I don't think he knew who Andrew Yang was. So this guy's like less stupid than him, probably. Thomas Crooks also, like, you could not trust him to start a fire on purpose. He would have not gotten this far. Absolutely not. So I would wager that this guy is not like, with Crooks, it was like they already had the beat on him because he was so awful looking. He was one of those guys
He is on the government watch list for ugly people, unfortunately.
It's the FBI garbage pail kid list.
Although your listeners get really mad when we call people ugly, so
I got a lot of people mad at me for my comments about Thomas Crooks, which really raises a lot of questions for me.
Yeah, it does.
But no, like
have a little more confidence in your appearances, Chapo listeners. You know, like you don't have to identify with this guy.
I've met them. They all look like fine young men and women to me.
With this guy though, I get more the vibe of like not quite the guy who shot Gabby Giffords, but like it's very 70s is what it is. When like the crazy people were more ambitious and did stuff like this all the time, it really doesn't have a modern analog.
You're right.
I would guess that he's probably like out of modern people we recognize, he's probably closer to like the Joker shooter guy where he was like kind of a normal guy who was you would even trust him to know what concepts like, what is a passport?
Or like the awareness
do you
of
pay
like
taxes every year or do you just have to do it once? Like he more of a person than the average stupid, but something went wrong.
Even the fact that it's Arson feels like a throwback because like the Joker shooter like at least had it together to like have a legally purchased firearm. And like that shows more awareness of cause and effect than like, a Molotov cocktail, very effective, but feels like, he could have just been drinking outside like a Quick Trip and then just gotten this idea and like walked a short distance to carry this out.
The Quick Trip near the governor's mansion?
Yes, Felix, yes.
It's Pennsylvania. Come on.
I mean, isn't it? It's like probably pretty hard to get to the
no, wait.
governor's
It was,
mansion.
here's something for Pennsylvania listeners. Was it a Wawa or was it a Sheetz? Which one's better? Which has the better sandwiches? That's Pennsylvania culture.
That what a throwback to like 2014.
Yeah, there you go. I saved myself there.
That was such a good time when it was just like, no one was getting fired in media. It was all like Chris Eliza type people being like, well, we've seen the presidential debate. The real debate is fucking Wawa versus Sheetz. You're a terrible person if you like pineapple on pizza.
Yeah.
Well, we have certainly moved on from those times. The era of media abundance is over, and now we live in the hour of the wolf.